I decided to dedicate the moment to some musician community and have a little fun creating some cover art feeling imagery. So let's see what we can do with this. I know this green screen, they probably made like a really cool video. And what I just did was selected the subject with a new layer mask. But what I'm going to try to do is actually invert this selection so that I can change the background as well. Click invert. And now it selected the opposite. It looks like some of the selection is just not super, super sharp there either. Right over here. So I'm going to just clean that up with a brush with the minus tool here to take away from the mask. And I am increasing the size. And I'm going to go ahead and just erase that mask where I don't want it because I don't want the background to change and also their arm to change. We want to leave that isolated. So doing my best. You can do a much cleaner job of that if you are spending more time on it. But for teaching purposes, we're just going to go ahead and, lightly clean it up. That looks pretty good. So now we have this mask and I could easily just click back in, which is awesome. Go to the color and let's try like purple. At least I want to minimize that like green screen feeling to something a little bit more natural. And let's see how that's looking so far. That went ahead and neutralized it pretty nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely helps a lot.
It really does. Let's just take a look for reference. That's already so different.
Wow.
It's already a little bit blurry, but I'm just going to go ahead and increase the noise reduction a bit here. Add a little bit more sharpening there. See how far I can push it stylistically. So let's try out some of these shadow adjustments, bring down the whites there. That feels really fun. It looks like they had an amazing time on set. I'm just toggling these calibration tools to see what happens, intuitively feeling into it. And I want them to glow without feeling too overbearingly warm. That's looking pretty nice. I might want to boost the luminance a bit in the yellows, make it a bit brighter. And oranges, that's a bit too much, but that looks like nice and natural, like a nice natural glow to me. And referencing the original once more.
Wow.
Major difference.
So crazy.
It's insane what you can do. And voila, you have a very sweet promotional image. Anytime I'm editing a sunset image, the key or the secret is to just bring down all of the whites and the highlights because typically your phone is going to blow it out naturally unless you are clicking it and adjusting the exposure in real time. But even then, it sometimes doesn't get it right. So to balance it out, I will bring down the highlights, the whites, and see if I like more or less contrast, if I like more or less exposure. I feel like this would be the cover to like an ambient like album or something. So let's play off of that idea. If this was an ambient music album cover, it might look a little something like that. But let's push the colors even more. I'm into that.
Yeah.
That feels very peaceful. Wow. There's so many things you can do. That's very different.
Yeah, super different.
I might even crop in a bit more. Yeah. That
Yeah, I like that.
feels really fun. We're going to add more of a pink tint there. That's a bit too much for me. I'm going to bring back some of the exposure. That's very soft and pretty. I like that a lot. And if you wanted to, you could actually maybe even create 2 exports with an image like this. You can create a few different crops on both of the sides. So allegedly, you could have this be like an A side or like a B side, and then create another crop from the same image so that you have kind of like a cohesive batch. And voila, you've got a rollout.
Love it.
I like this one. It feels challenging because it's indoors at night. And so this gives me an opportunity to really like push the image further and just see how creative we can get with it. So my first inclination is to just mess with these color grading tools here, these panels, to see what feeling I can really get out of this photo. Color speaks to you. You've just got to kind of ask it like what it's trying to say or what you even want it to say to your audience, what you want it to say about your music or your offering, whatever it is that you are bringing to the world. I'm really liking these colors together. The little light switch, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
And that's okay because we have tools to actually get rid of that. And so I'm going to use this healing tool or clone tool, and I'm just going to clone stamp it out because we're going to get it out of there. Just that easy. And what I did there, I literally just clicked it. It went ahead and smart selected a part of the image that has similar attributes and cloned it for me. So I didn't even have to really think about it too much. And bam, it's already cleaned up the image so much just by that. Take away some of this texture too to give it that like soft, dreamy feeling. Let's check out our progress so far.
Oh my God.
Crazy. But this is like, I love the composition. Like, I love this glow. I love this flower. And even these textures here on the right and this like circle on the left, like this composition feels really good to me. Let's see how many different like color palettes we can get out of this. Maybe I'll just bring it more green. Let's see if it'll feel differently if it's green. And it does. So if this was to be a cover, I would go ahead and crop it to the 1:1 option to make sure it's even. For good measure, a little blue never hurt anyone. As you can see, there's so many different versions you can create in such a short time. If you are like a graphic designer or someone like that, you can push your images really far. You can probably export multiple options for your client or for yourself, make as many options as you like, and you can pick your favorite one later. So I feel pretty good about that. Yeah. Alec, I will send this to you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.